live, y'all.
We live. We on.
We on. Word up. It's over. Genesis Radio. Want to thank everybody for tuning in.
Yes, sir.
On our, what I'm saying, what we do up here with Hip Hop Pioneers, we bring, pioneers, legends, icons.
Please tell a friend, tell a friend.
And bring them out here. We talk about hip hop. They was there, we wasn't. So tonight we got Lightning Lance, DJ Lightning Lance
from the Bronx.
Soundview.
Give it up.
In the building.
Lafayette's
on Genesis Radio.com.
Monroe's on.
Word up.
Bronxdale's on. Man is
looking
all over
he
the
modest.
place, man.
He ain't talking. Let him. Yo, what's up, man?
What up, New York City, all over the world?
There you go. There you
How
go.
y'all feeling out there?
Yes, sir.
Now he's talking.
BX Borough, we thorough.
All right, Pope. BX.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
BX was burning down at one time.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
One time or several times?
It was, for a period of time.
Like California, like
it
LA.
was really burning down. Crazy. Bandit buildings, graffiti all over the place, rats running around. Oh man, it was crazy coming up as a shorty, yo.
But don't forget, there was always a fire hydrant leaking water. Always.
Oh yeah,
Always.
Definitely.
It stayed running water.
Definitely.
It stayed running water.
You notice the Bronx got so many fire hydrants? It's two
I
on.
really didn't notice that.
It's a lot, yo.
I mean, when I get back to the Bronx, I'm gonna look
on every block. There's two on each side of the street.
I didn't know that.
Crazy.
When you first enter it,
yes,
and when you're
leaving.
Yep.
That's why it's hard getting parking spaces, yo. It's becoming driving. It's becoming like a jigsaw puzzle right now, bro. You getting tickets and all type of stuff, man. I'm trying to move out the city, man.
Yeah,
real. So, but anyway, it's blessed to be here.
Man. It's an honor. Thank you so much, man.
Yes,
Thank
indeed.
you so much.
My hand is kind of messed up. My scratch hand.
You sure that's your scratch hand?
Yeah. Well, this is gonna be my scratch hand.
I was about to go somewhere.
I had to get some repairs done. I had some damage here. You know what I'm saying? I got 3 incisions.
You sure? Is that all you've been doing?
Oh, you funny. A brother had other careers besides DJing.
That's right.
I got 3 careers underneath my belt. Not to be bragging. But I got 3 careers, and I'm so blessed to still be here.
That's right.
And come from the first infant era of hip hop, before we was calling it hip hop. And ain't too many brothers around that can give you stories, on how this culture became and how this blew all over the planet.
Word.
Because everybody got a story.
You gotta be at least late 50, 60 on up to say you was there. And to be a participant, actual participant, whether you was a break dancer, graffiti writer, a DJ, a MC in that first era, that first generation.
What year would you say first generation?
I'm gonna say, they say hip hop was 50 years.
That's 73.
From 73
to
79, 80.
No, I'm gonna say the first decade to me is. If they say hip hop started in 73, which I really think started a little bit before 73.
Really?
But you know why I say that?
Yeah.
The development of that started with the gangs, towards the ending of the gang area.
Mm-hmm.
You figure if Herc is supposed to be the father of hip hop, right?
Right.
And he's supposed to have did that first party in 73.
Right.
At his party, it was already break dancers.
Mm-hmm.
There's already break dancers going on. Graffiti's been around before that first hip hop party.
Right.
Graffiti was always there. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So, but we're going to just say 50 years, but I think around 71. Mm-hmm. 71 to me.
Okay.
To be realistically. So I'm going to say 71 to like 83, first decade. Because remember, 10 years is a decade.
Right.
So, what's up, bro?
The development in hip hop, the early infant era, we're going to say 73, but I would say the movement started in 71, 72.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say that. But if you was active in that 70s period, early 80s, you come from the first decade of hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
I came from the set watching the DJs in the 70s. I was a DJ in the 70s. So
Wow.
that's first decade.
Early 70s.
I started DJing, actually getting on the 1 and 2s between 77 and 78. I was watching other guys before me.
Like who?
That's what I was doing. I was watching back then.
Oh,
Let's name the
first of
names.
all,
What
let me
names?
tell my story before we get to that.
Okay.
We're going to get to that. Remember I said 71 to me is the beginning of like hip hop?
Yeah.
Mhm.
There was no DJ, hip hop DJs, nobody calling it hip hop, because 72, between 72 and 74, I was in the 5th and 6th grade. This was before junior high school, grade school.
Mhm.
5th and 6th grade, 1972 to 74. I was going to a school called CS 232, which later on became other businesses. That was a school that had no windows in it.
Oh.
Me and my childhood friend, Eugene Gaines, I used to call him Day Day.
Shout out to Eugene, y'all.
Day.
We used to be in the lunchroom,
Mhm.
banging on the tables like this, doing beats.
Mhm.
Right.
To me, that was my introduction to hip hop. I was always in the band. Even as a young kid, I played the drums. In every school I went to, grade school, I was in the band. Before DJing, before the first outside block party I've been to, the first park jams, I was doing this on the table, banging out beats. Remember, I was already a drummer. So this music got into me.
Mhm.
Fast forward, 1975. I'm from that Bruckner Boulevard section. As early as 1969, 1970, I moved over to the Lafayette. They called it wasn't projects, Lafayette Complex. Story
yes.
Avenue.
Yeah.
Around there, they got a bunch of projects. We
Right.
got Monroe, we got Bronxdale, we got Soundview, we got Classen Point, we got, I said Monroe, right?
Yes.
Monroe, we got Castle Hill, we got Trio, we got Bronx River on the other side of the Bruckner.
Yeah.
Right.
So the first DJs I seen witness in the parks before I even thought about DJing.
Mhm.
Remember, I'm already musically inclined. I'm already drumming now. I'm in the band. We're going to talk about a dude by the name of Tex D Hollywood. They call him Spanish DJ from Bronxdale.
Mm-hmm.
He used to team up a lot with a dude named Disco King Mario. They used to do parties together.
Right.
They had these brothers named Cool DJ D. Shout out to him. He's still around.
Right. I know him.
Rest
Shout
in
out to him.
peace to his brother Tyrone, the mixologist.
Yes.
That's another set of DJs.
Mhm.
So we got Tex D, we got the brothers Cool D and Tyrone. We got Disco King Mario.
And you said Tex D was Spanish.
He's a Puerto Rican
cat.
real light skin.
Okay.
Tex D, he had Spanish in him.
What was he from Bronxdale?
From Bronxdale.
On the Beach Avenue side?
Yes. He had the big afro back
on
in
the
the
Beach
day.
Avenue side. Yeah, all right, okay.
He had the big afro.
You know who that is, Poop.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Big afro
all right.
back in the
You
day.
familiar with him?
Pooping around.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So I was going to the park jams as early as 1975. I was 12, 13, depending on what month. My birthday's in August. So depending on what month. Remember, summer jams, we talking about spring months, summer months, September,
Mhm.
maybe not too much October, but we got away with it.
Right.
Anyway, depending on what month it was, I was 12 or 13. I was a break dancer. I seen those DJs. Shortly after I seen them DJs, Africa Bambaataa comes.
And what year is this?
Well, Bam used Mario's set a lot in the early portion. Remember, Bam didn't have like the real. To put it this way, DJs were DJing, but to come out in the parks, you had to have the big speakers and the amps, and you
Right.
had to have a crew to hold you down.
That's right.
Because niggas will rob you back then.
Right.
Yeah.
It wasn't peachy keen like you think it was.
Right.
I know what it is. I was coming up as a shorty. I know what it is. So you had to come out in your area before you went to branched out to other areas.
Right.
You had to signify your area. So like I said, Rosedale Park, that was one of the big parks where them DJs jam. Africa Bambaataa came between 75, 76.
Right.
And he used to play in 123, where a lot of those DJs I mentioned used to play. 123 was a school.
It's a school, right?
Right. It was a junior high school right across the bridge where I still live. Remember, I'm from Lafayette. Across the bridge, Bruckner Boulevard section.
Right.
The East South Bronx.
Mm-hmm.
The East South Bronx.
Yeah.
East Bronx on the map.
Right.
Big area. Anyway, 123. He used to play in there with Mario at the beginning. Then he started doing his own jams. He was playing in Bronx River. Years went on. So those were the first DJs I actually seen as a young shorty between the age of 12, 13, 14. I was a break dancer. I was doing graffiti too. I went from break dancing, shout out to Wade Lewis, Green Eye Wade. He's from Bronx River. He was the leader of the Shaka Zulu break dance crew. Remember, we had the Zulu Kings came out of Bronx River. We also had the Shaka Zulus.
Right.
Shaka Zulu, Wade Lewis was the leader of the Shaka Zulus. What he did was he went outside Bronx River projects and recruited a lot of break dancers. My cousin Kool Clyde, shout out to DJ Kool Clyde. That's how I met Wade.
Shout out to Kool Clyde.
I met Wade through Clyde. Clyde was already hanging out with Wade before I knew Wade. Clyde is 4 years younger than me. He was out in the streets. We was out in the streets early, young.
Yeah.
So he's 4 years younger than me. So we did a lot together coming up.
Right.
So he was a break dancer. He introduced me to Wade. I became a break dancer around 76. Still, nobody ain't know me as a DJ yet. Remember, I had the steps. That was the steps that I went
Shout out to the third section, Rosedale.
So those are the first DJs. And out of those DJ umbrellas, other DJs
Basketball
came.
Courts 123.
Remember, Jazzy J was
Bronx
down
River.
with Disco King Mario before he was with Bambaataa.
Right.
So around 1978, I say Jazzy J was with Mario.
Mhm.
Shout out to Ty Boogie also, Record Boy, my homeboy. I be with every
Ty Boogie, what up?
Soundview stand up, Ty Boogie.
Yeah.
What up, Ty Boogie?
Shout out to Ty Boogie.
Anyway, there was, like I said, we had DJs that headline, but underneath them DJs, we had other DJs coming up underneath these DJs. Like Jazzy J, he came from Mario. Then he went to Bambaataa around 79, 80. He got with Bambaataa. As far as blowing up, he really started blowing up with Bam.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to another DJ that used to rock with Bambaataa, Zambu. A lot of people don't know about Jonathan Zambu.
And DJ Superman.
Yeah,
White guy.
Shout out to Superman.
Wow.
Yeah, he was more the sound system dude though.
Right.
Remember, you had DJs that was on the turntables, then you had DJs that supplied the sound system.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got in where you fitted back then. That's what it was until you branched out and did your own thing. You feel me?
Right.
Yes.
Right,
So like I said, then you had a dude by the name of Kenny Ken. He was down with Mario. You see some of them 1977, 78 flyers. You see Grand Imperial DJ Kenny Ken. Shout out to him. He's still around. He still DJs. Later on, he formed his own crew called K Connection.
Yep.
He formed his own crew
K
later
Connection.
on. So I'm dropping some history.
Yeah.
People don't know.
Yep.
I was there. I seen all this. East side of the Bronx. And then, like I said, I started DJing 77, 78. I didn't really get the name Lightning Lance till like 79. I don't know if Bambaataa gave me that name or my homeboy Ricky Champ. Rest in peace to him. Back in them days, Africa Bambaataa used to come over to Lafayette between 1978 and 80. The crew I started with was the Twins. Before me and Clyde started doing stuff in around 79. We started putting our stuff together. and forming that cousin clique. But prior to that, he was rocking with some other people. Boogie Black's uncle. Shout out to Boogie Black.
Shout out to Lady Razzmatazz.
Boogie Black.
Right.
Shout out to Boogie Black.
Boogie Black, what up?
She said she loved
So
and Nelson and Romy.
Cool. So your cousin, Cool Clyde, right?
He started out with
The super-
another crew.
was it
No,
the
no, we
Supersonic?
didn't get to that yet. That's
Okay,
later.
that came later.
Later. We didn't get.
Okay.
We're gonna get to that.
Okay.
We're talking in stair steps now.
All right, got you.
Okay, so
So
Clyde,
Supersonic wasn't his
that's
first.
later.
Okay.
Clyde was with another local group that started in Bronxdale.
Okay.
Boogie Black's uncles who are like my age. Remember, I told you Clyde was hanging out with older guys back then.
Right.
He's 4 years younger than me, so he was hanging out with older guys like my age and older. So he was with them, and I was with the twins, a crew from out of Lafayette. It was Anthony and Andre. They called them Jazzy A and Thunder Rock. You had Thunder and you had Lightning. Okay, you had Jazzy A. Those were the twins.
Mm-hmm.
We had there was another dude named Clyde, but we used to call him Pokey. He didn't DJ long, so he didn't really establish a DJ name.
Got you.
It was a crew we hung together like every day for like 4 years straight.
Mm-hmm.
So that's who I started with. Then around 79, me and Clyde started getting together. Fast forward, 1980. Clyde met a dude by the name of Cisco.
Oh.
DJ Cisco, DJ Bucko.
Yeah.
They was from Monroe Projects.
Monroe Projects?
I told you the east side, Monroe.
Right.
Monroe is a couple of blocks from Soundview.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And Bronxdale is a couple of blocks this way.
Yeah.
Then you got Rosedale Gardens. The east section of the Bronx is lit up. Projects, houses, tenements, a lot of people, much more people than the west side.
Right.
We'll swallow the west side, but that's another story. But anyway, as far as the population,
Hip-hop for
people,
life.
as far as the
Lady
people,
Razzmatazz.
I'm just telling you what it is. But anyway, so around 1980, I say 79 going to 80, Clyde met Cisco. Cisco's from outside of the Bronx. He was playing on the west side, which is Jerome Avenue going west. Going west.
Right.
The Cool Herc area, the west side.
Right.
Where a lot of the other, pioneers is from that side too.
The Cedric
Avenue side.
Okay.
Cedric, Jerome Avenue. Anything past Jerome Avenue going west, that's the west side.
That's the west
That
side.
four
Right.
line is divider.
Right.
You go on the other side, you on the west side.
Right.
Ecstasy Garage. They got 82 Schoolyard over there, Burnside, all that over there.
That's the west
You
side.
know what I'm saying? They got Cedar Park, all of that. They had Executive Playhouse over there. What's the other spot? They used to Galaxy, all of that over on that side. Anyway, Sugar Shack. Okay, that's another
Sparkle.
Sparkle, yes,
Sparkle,
west side.
yeah, that's west side.
Anyway, he's playing on that side. Cisco's a karate instructor also. There's a place that I play now on Davidson where he used to teach karate lessons, west side. But anyway, Cisco and Bucko, they playing on that side. Clyde starts being a DJ with them, with Cisco and Bucko. They playing at the SSC Garage. And like I said, McCoon's Road. So later on, that same year, I get introduced. I start going to the SSC Garage, bringing my tape deck. That's why you got a lot of tapes out here.
Right, from you.
I was taping the parties.
Right.
So something happened with Cisco and Bucko, the brothers. And, I already was, coming up as a DJ. People knew I was good, but I was quiet.
Right.
It was good, but quiet. And so I managed to start rocking with Cisco and Bucko. Cisco and Clyde. So Bucko wasn't playing with his brother no more. So they had a crew called the Supersonic. They had MCs. They were the youngest MCs out, ranging from age 13, 14, 15, 16 years old. So this is 1980. So
that's the tape I got.
So they're rocking with Supersonic MCs, with Supersonic 4 MCs in the beginning. Then it went to Supersonic 5. So I'm rocking with them. And in that club, the SSC Garage, I'm start playing with a lot of the guys that are now pioneers and I'm going to say icons. I'm not going to say I'm an icon. Some people say I am, but I ain't going to say I am. I'm going to just not going to pat myself on the back.
Right.
But anyway, a lot of dudes played in there in this period, and nobody were pioneers back then. Nobody was considered founding fathers back then because it's still early hip hop.
Right.
Still early. Rap records is just starting to come out really like 1979, 1980. So it's still early, so I started playing with a lot of them groups. Fantastic Five, Cold Crush Brothers, shout out to them. Tony Tone, Charlie Chase, Grand Wizard Theodore, Mean Gene. He was like the promoter there. A dude named Armstrong. He was the older gentleman. Well, Gene is older than me too, but Armstrong was older than Gene. So they ran this spot. And a lot of the dudes used to come through there. Funky 4, Flash, Treacherous 3, Rayvon, Johnny Wall,
right?
The Ventriloquist Act, Wayne and Charlie came through there. Some Rock and Rob. It was a lot of people that used to come through that spot.
The Ecstasy Garage.
The Ecstasy Garage, yes.
Wow.
A lot of people.
Wow.
Soul Sonic Force.
Ecstasy Garage.
It was a lot of things happening, going on in a short amount of time.
Right.
Short amount of time.
I gotta say this, man. I like how you laid it out because you know what? You're creating a roadmap.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You laying it out, and all you gotta do is just follow the yellow brick road because guess what? I got to see stuff because I was in the Bronx because my Uncle Vincent was a playboy.
Okay.
So he had me up in the Bronx, Dale, and all them places like that.
Right.
Because I was his way to get out from his chicks, from his wife.
Wow.
So he could see his side chick.
Wow.
So
Right.
yeah. So you know what? So
you
laying it out because you know what? It's lined up. It all makes sense, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This culture came in stair steps, man. First, it was all about the DJ and the break dancers and the sound system you had.
Right.
Remember, I said to draw a big crowd, especially in the parks, you had to have a sound system. You had to have big speakers, the powerful amps.
Yeah.
You wasn't coming out there. If you came out there with house stuff, after about an hour, your amp get hot, it'll shut off. You wouldn't hear nothing.
Right.
Now, let me tell you, TP's from Queens. Now, he'll tell you they had the system because they had houses.
Right. Their parents had money.
We didn't get the system till the blackout came.
Yeah, I got you. That's 77. A lot of inspiring up and coming DJs. They was out looting, and I was one of them.
That's game up.
I was one. I was with this OG. Rest in peace to Gerald. A lot older than me. He snatched me up. 1977. I must have been 14 or 15 then.
Damn.
So that's the time I started really getting into this
cousin
DJ
Chris Brooklyn
thing.
on the check lane. What's up, cousin?
That age, 14, 15.
Yeah, but you know what? You're right because it wasn't until the blackout when sound systems got prevalent in the Bronx, in Brooklyn. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Manhattan.
Mm-hmm.
It was the blackout. You know what I mean? Because guess what? Nobody had Serwin Vegas and Altex
before then. That's it. You had to have money.
Yeah.
No.
And a lot of the DJs that were out making noise in that mid-70s period. I'm not even gonna say early 70s because you can say early late. I'm gonna say early mid late. Mid. Those are when you were seeing the park jams. If you my age, older, or maybe a tad bit younger, you seen it in that mid 70s on up era.
We got a call.
Just hit speaker.
All right, who yo, Genesis Radio, what up?
What's up, Genesis Radio? Yo, this is DJ Rud.
Yo, Rud, what's going on, brother?
What up, my man? Hot sauce in the building. I see you right there, man.
Yeah, man, we here. Yo, I'm here with my idol, man. This is it right here. This is real history, man.
I'm listening to it, man. I just not to knock y'all off your square when y'all build it. I had to jump in and just tell y'all thank you so much, man, for your contribution to hip hop and music and everything. And I'm glad that
wow.
Where you at, man? What happened?
He must be in the car. Could be in the car.
Where you at, bro?
You might have knocked him out.
I'm gonna let y'all get back.
No,
Okay.
Nah, we didn't hear that.
Nah,
Keep
we-
talking.
We didn't hear
Is it
you.
coming through? Is it coming through here?
Keep talking.
It's coming through.
Okay, I was saying, I just wanted to give y'all a shout out and tell you thank you for your contributions to the history. Just thank you so much, man, because these stories, we don't hear these stories a lot, man. You hear these on Takeover Tuesdays, though, and that's about it, man. I want y'all to keep
Thank you,
going,
brother. Thank you.
keep grinding. Shout out to everybody, man. Hot Sauce, Terro, GT,
Yeah, man.
Flair, the whole Genesis Radio family. Keep
Thank
pushing
you.
for 2025, brothers.
Appreciate that.
Yo, appreciate you, bro. You know how we give it
All
up.
right.
Thanks a lot,
All
bro.
right. Well, y'all guys do your thing, man. I'm tuned in, man. Peace.
All right, peace, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like I said, yeah, the blackout, a lot of people picked up equipment, man, and a lot of up and coming DJs, they was getting some equipment and stuff. Yes, indeed.
My cousin said that that time we had home base bottles, Berthas.
Berthas, yeah.
We had some Berthas, man.
Richard Long joints.
Yeah. I got to shout out. You give it up to cats. No, even back then, like mid to late 70s, dudes was even making their own speakers.
That's right.
Yeah, like you.
Yeah, well, I didn't make my speakers. Clyde made his speakers. He went to Truman. Remember, I said he's 4 years younger than me. So I'm out of high school. He's just getting in high school. So he's getting into high school. I had my speakers in 79. The twins had their speakers before me.
To the street light.
The twins had the folding horns before me. DJ Africa Isaac from Monroe. He was a DJ too coming up. I told you, a lot of DJs from that mid to late 70s started coming up. Africa Isaac, he used to build speakers and sell them. He sold the twins their set. So after I seen theirs, I was like, damn, we a crew. I got to get mine. So 1979, I knew I was graduating in 1980. My dad gave me some money. He gave me some bread. He was like, look, because my dad was going away. He gave me some money ahead of time. He said, look, I'm going to give you $500 for your graduation.
And that was a lot of money.
That was a lot of money then.
That was a lot of money back
1979, 1980, that was a lot of money.
Right.
So it was either buying the moped bikes, those motor scooters,
mini bikes.
the motor, they were hot.
Yeah.
Late 70s. The twins already had theirs. Remember, with me and the twins together 4 years straight every day. Not to be bragging, but we was them kids in the complex. They had it first.
He went to the moped.
They had the mopeds.
He had the MV5s.
It was either the moped
MC5s, yeah.
or the speaker cabinets. I said 1979, I had a year in as DJing. I said, I get these speakers, we can make a lot of noise. We could come out to the parks now. We could battle Bambaataa now. You know what I'm saying? So that was the ultimate. You know what I'm saying? The battle. Because remember, one thing about Bam and the other DJs I named the Cool D's, the Tyrones, the Tex,
Lady
Mario.
Is it clear now?
Early infant hip hop, they wasn't considered hip hop DJs. Remember, the word hip hop wasn't even thrown around yet.
Right.
There was no name for the culture.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That came later.
Right.
When the BAM came, it seemed like it took a left, like the music, the sound, the jams. Remember, we was just saying, yo, let's go to the jams back then.
Right.
This one is jamming. That one is jamming.
Right.
That's how you identified certain DJs.
Right.
How they played, how their music sounds. Certain people's equipment was so clear and loud you could hear blocks away. So that's how you had a feeling of who was playing and what type of records they were playing.
Thank you,
Yes.
Bam's music was extreme. When I say extreme, the rare, we wasn't even calling them break beats back then. Remember, I'm from early hip hop. We was not calling what they call break beats now. We was not calling them break beats back then.
Right.
We just knew the name of the song, or we hummed the tune, and we knew what DJ was playing certain songs from the area. So when Bam came, the sounds, the music that he was playing was totally like a little more abstract and to the left more so than them other DJs I named.
Right.
Because he had white boy music, he had rock music, Led Zeppelin, Bay City Rollers. He had a lot of funk. He had African stuff.
He just had some different
He
shit.
had different shit. It was
Right.
just different, yo.
Right.
Different. So,
listen, if y'all want to call in, 888-304-4401. Y'all got any questions? Talk to the guard right here, Mr. Hip Hop himself. Call in 888-304-4401.
Yo, you said hip hop.
Call
You said
in.
Mr. Hip Hop himself. Yo, you should have seen the glow that appeared on top of
because of him.
You know I gotta fuck with him.
Yo, I wanted to be like him.
oh shit.
I wanted
That's
to be
humbling,
like
yo.
him. When I saw that, when I saw you tour Rob Bass, I Want to Rock Right Now, you already know what I'm talking about.
He's talking like
This-
mid 80s probably.
This dude
Yeah.
would transform
87.
before Transformer was even thought of.
Lightning
He
Lance was
would
nice.
transform this
Yo,
song.
this dude was
Rob
nice.
Bass, man, I'm telling you.
Nice.
Yo, I used to watch him come with his Jetta that said Nasty Cousins on the bottom with some crazy speakers in the back seat. Yo, I'm telling you, this is how much I watched this dude. And Clyde had a Zuzu troop, a Zuzu.
Nah, he had the Maxima when I had the Jetta. He got the Zuzu later on.
See,
Yeah.
I didn't know about the
Yeah,
Maxima. I
yeah,
only knew about the.
He had Nasty Cousins
Suzuki.
Maxima, yeah.
Yeah.
This is 80s style.
Kim is on the check-in. What's going on, Kim? We talk about 50 years of hip-hop right here, and this man right here is my idol who started me to get into DJing.
Yep.
Mr. Lightning Lance right
Yeah.
here.
A lot
Mr.
of dudes came through our system and came through our jams back then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? By the time he was coming, it was the second decade.
Mhm.
I've been active, a full DJ, my whole 48 years going consistently, but doing other stuff to make a living.
Right. Of course.
You got to do other stuff. Remember the era I came from, infant era, it wasn't no money really made. You know, that's another story. You got to have a love for this game, bro.
Yeah.
Word.
A love for this game
Word.
to be doing this as long as I've been doing it.
Word. You better
How
love
many
this. You
DJs
better love this shit.
How many DJs from the 70s or even early 80s that's still DJing now? That's trying to make a living. You can't make a living off it. You got to do other stuff.
Genesis Radio, DJ Hot Sauce, DJ Lightning Lance, and we got Geechee Dan on the stand right here. Call it's already on.
Yeah.
Oh. Come on, caller, talk to us.
Yo, Bronx in the building.
What up?
This is the mixologist LEE Sauce.
Mixologist is on the check-in. What's up,
Mixologist,
bro?
what's up?
Talk to us, bro.
What's the deal, yo? What's
Yeah,
going
man.
on?
Do you hear the history going on here that the Bronx have, man?
Oh, no doubt.
Hold up, Mix Sauce. You repping the Bronx?
Come on, Mixo.
He's from the Bronx. That's
Come on,
right.
man.
Okay.
Yo, Story Ave, Underhill Ave.
Story,
man.
okay.
Okay.
How old are you? May I ask? I just want to figure out what era you came on the scene.
57.
See?
Okay.
Prime age.
Okay, y'all
Yeah.
around the same age.
We all
Yes,
say
sir.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, he might have caught the tail end of the first.
I was there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
man.
How about that?
Story Ave. Wow, he from my area, bro. I'm still there, bro.
Damn, I'm 59.
Yeah,
I just
I
caught
went
it.
to
59.
131.
131?
He's talking about.
130?
And Stevenson.
I went there,
Okay,
bro. I graduated
okay.
from I went from 93 to 232, the school that I was telling you when I started banging. This
Yeah.
is 72 to 74, 1972, 74.
Okay.
Later on, that building became Skate Palace,
Mhm.
then Cable Vision. Now it's
Oh, no
News
doubt,
12.
No doubt.
Now it's News 12.
That's
I was
right.
in there every Saturday.
Oh, okay.
The first skating palace in the hood
Let me
that's
find out.
surrounded by 5 hoods.
Yeah, it was mad.
In the hood.
Right.
A skating palace in the hood,
Yeah.
man.
It was that area.
Monroe Project.
That area was populated.
Other side of the highway was Bronxville.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No doubt.
Watson Avenue, even Watson
Yeah,
Avenue,
yeah.
yo. It was that area was flooded. It's still flooded. There's mad people living over there.
Yep.
And now they got a lot of
Yeah.
Mexicans.
Yep.
But
Wow.
anyway,
Yeah.
You guys are living and breathing and bleeding the Bronx.
Yeah.
You talk
yes,
Leland.
yes.
Don't forget,
Rest in peace, Lenny Roberts. When you say Leland, rest in peace to Lenny Roberts.
Lenny
He
Roberts.
put out those street beat break beats. I used to hang with his son, Little James Bond.
Wow.
And I used to DJ on Lenny Roberts turntables in his house.
Wow.
Way back in the days. Way back in the days. Rest in peace. And his wife passed too not that long ago. Rest in peace to Miss Roberts.
my
Yeah.
condolences.
We talking 70s, yo. 70s.
Yeah.
70s, man.
Damn.
I went
Take us
to
back.
Stevenson High School. No, first I went to 131 from 74 to 76. From 76 to 80, I went to Stevenson
You graduated from Stevenson.
in 80.
Okay.
And then I started
Okay.
DJing
I
in the
went
SEC
in- I got in
garage.
Stevenson in 82. I graduated from 131. I went there from 6th grade
Okay,
because I was going to school in Manhattan before that.
okay.
And then I got kicked out. I was one of them problem children.
Wow, at least you got out.
I had to go.
Mr. Clean on the check-in.
Wow.
Yeah, so I went to 131 and it was like, you're a little older than me, but there was a dude from Monroe Project everybody knew. They used to call him Stomp Out Spanky. He used to wear the 40 below every day.
Stomp out,
You know?
stomp out Spanky.
Yeah.
Who was he down with, the Crazy 8 crew?
Everybody,
What he's down with the Crazy 8 crew? 'Cause they had a crew out of Monroe, Crazy 8 crew. He was down with them?
No, not that I know of. Not that I
Okay.
know of.
Stomp out Spanky.
Wow. I ain't run across him.
Wow.
And you know what? It's
That's
funny.
unique.
I've heard that name before.
Really?
Stomp
Really?
Out
Okay.
Spanky.
But you come up in the around the way. You know, Leroy from Fame lived right there on what was the next block? Not Taylor.
Theory?
Across the street from
Not Theory,
PS
right?
100.
Across the street from 100?
That's
Yeah, from PS 100.
Carroll Gardens. The tall buildings?
Right.
Carroll
The
Gardens.
tall building, right? Carroll, that's exactly.
Carroll
what it is,
Gardens.
You know, Leroy from Fame, he was from there.
That's right.
Okay.
BX or
Okay,
BX?
okay. I didn't know that.
What
I didn't. What
Yeah,
year he lived
yeah.
over? What year he lived over there?
You talking about the dude that was in the play?
Yeah, the
And
gay guy.
Fame, the gay dude, yeah.
Yeah.
He was there in the 70s and 80s.
Okay. So he probably was on his terrace watching us jam in the park.
Basically, he was there till.
Miss Sagittarius on the check-in. Tell a friend, y'all. Come on.
Okay. Yeah, well, I got, coming up in that area, that was my first experiences of hip hop before we was calling it hip hop. And I got into the DJ game early, man. And, the dudes, like I said, the dudes I mentioned, I call them my big brothers because they was like 4 to 5 years older than me. So, like I said, to make noise as a DJ, you had to have a sound system and you had to continuously do parties.
Mhm.
That's how your name, traveled.
Mhm.
And we did a lot of outside park jams. And then from hundreds of people coming to
Where
see
my
us,
sandwich at?
they would hire us to do, their birthday parties, their backyard cookouts, boat rides, wedding reception. And you had to be versatile on different music. And you to stay active as a DJ and get work, you had to be fluid with different type of music. Because as the 80s, 70s, and 80s changed into the mid 80s, it was about the rap records and the R&B records.
Mhm.
You know, if you started out in the 70s and didn't do a lot of parties to get money, how could you advance to the 80s and keep up?
Right.
Right.
So I was fortunate, you know, to always have a job, you know, always stayed true to my essence with this music, DJing,
Mhm.
stayed active. And like I said, I kept my DJing as a side hustle. Because as you get older, that couldn't pay no bills.
That's right.
Right.
When you became a man, you know, rappers had to have hit records in
That's
order
right.
to tour
That's right.
and make money. So if you was from the 70s and early 80s and didn't make hit records, how was you gonna, you know, advance? How was you gonna get money? You know what I'm saying? Things started changing very
quick.
rapidly.
Word. Quick.
And
Funny
you got
pops.
lost in the sauce.
Word.
Funny
So,
pops on the check.
I'm just
What's going
blessed.
on? Hey,
Hey,
Did
I got
you-
I got you.
hey, Mixo.
Yo, I want. Yo, what up?
Let me just say this before you hang up. He was the first DJ to put a scratch on wax.
We're gonna talk about that when I come back.
Okay. Yeah,
No
man.
doubt.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He was the very first DJ.
Story ass. Remember Big R, Newmarket.
Big R. Shout out to Big R. Woo! Jesus, man. Yes, sir, man.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, he was the first DJ ever.
Okay, when we
Ever.
talk about this scratch thing, when he says the first to record scratch, we don't want to mix it up with inventing scratch.
Right, right.
The inventor of scratch, I'm gonna shout him out, a guy that's a little bit, just a tad bit younger than me, not much. We came up a lot together. We did a lot of things early as maybe age 15, 16. We used to play together a lot.
Mhm.
Grand Wizard Theodore invented the scratch, but I was the first to go in a recording studio and record it on a record that came out.
Right.
That's the
That's
difference.
the difference.
Put scratch on wax, mean record scratch on wax.
Now, this is before the ventures of Grandmaster Flash.
I'm gonna ask
This
you-
record
I'm gonna
was
ask you
done
a
and out
question.
before that.
Okay. I want to clear that
a
up.
DJ didn't go in the studio and actually do vigor while MCs was rapping.
Jigger, jigger.
Right. The Ventures of Grandmaster Flash, that song, that record came out months after this, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I want to clear
But
that.
Flash was a more popular DJ.
Right.
So I'm gonna be overlooked at that time.
Right.
But when this came out, people was like, damn, what the fuck is this? They
Right.
never, excuse my French. They was like, where did this come from? This was never done before. They was laughing at it.
Right.
Yeah, somebody told me a decade later, after this was done, they said, yo, you know, back then, nobody was doing that back then when y'all did that.
Mm-mm.
And I had to do my research. Remember, rap records, hip hop records ain't start coming out to 1979.
Right.
This just came out
Right.
2 years, not even a full 2 years later. So I had to go back to those early rap records. The closest that came to this was the Crash Crew record, the first one they did.
We don't
When
want
they
to be
was-
left behind.
They
or
was
other one?
mixing that one. They was mixing. They
It
was mixing freedom back
Yes,
and was and
yes.
forwards while they did their routines.
Right.
But it was nobody
With
doing no
cutting, no
rubs and
scratching.
scratching on
You're
there.
right.
Right.
You're right.
Nobody did that
Absolutely.
yet.
Right.
Mm-mm.
So I had to go to them Treacherous 3 songs, you know, all the early songs that was out back then. Spoonie G,
Funky Four.
Funky 4, you know, all of them.
Right.
No DJ was doing vigor. It was invented. You could hear it in the clubs and the streets,
And on the tapes.
on the tapes, but
Right.
not on no record.
Not on record.
So
That's right.
I believe K Slade was the one who, rest in peace to K Slade. I
Rest
go
in peace to K.
I go
Slade,
way
yeah.
back with K Slade before he was a DJ. Remember, we was graffiti writers
Right.
first.
Right.
He used to come up to the Bronx, to Clyde House, and watch us cut up those same songs they call break beats now.
Mhm.
We used to cut up back then. And he used to come to the house and check us out. But anyway, I think K Slay was the one who brought that to our attention, to mine and my cousin's attention, Ku Klux. Like nobody was doing that back then. So that's what made me do research. But yeah, this record, I used Heartbeat. Before Heartbeat was a popular song, 2 of the same copy. There was a guy by the name of Johnny Soul. He was an older man. He had a record store on 125th Street, Soul on Wax. He met my youngest cousin, Little Chirac. She might have been 14 years old when she met him.
Oh, wow.
She was young. She was rhyming since she was 13. Remember the SSC Garage?
Yes.
She was 13 years old in 1980, rhyming with all of us back then.
Wow.
Clyde was 14. I was 18, 17 or 18. So she met this dude named Johnny Soul between 1980 and 81.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, you know, she must have told him she was a rapper, Little Chirac. She was like, you want to make a record? And somehow she got a group called the Hypnotizing MCs, who were my MCs. By 80, 81, they was my MCs now.
Okay.
There was no more Supersonic. Shout out to them. This was after Supersonic.
Okay.
I met Dynamite D, Kevin Davis. Shout out to him. He's in Atlanta. He still rhymes.
Mm-hmm.
I met him. I was cutting up at the SSC Garage.
Right.
And he knew my homeboy, Ricky Johnson. Am I tell you? Ricky Champ.
Right.
The dude that I told you was with my crew.
Right.
We was at the SSC
Was it
Garage.
Ricky D?
No, not Ricky D.
Not him? Okay.
Ricky Champ. Ricky Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
He was part of my crew, and we was hanging out at the SSC Garage. I took him with me, and I was cutting up, and I don't know who was MC. It could have been Supersonic MCing or Ricky D or one of them MCing.
Right.
But anyway, when I got off, Ricky Johnson introduced me to Kevin Davis, because Kevin Davis went to Truman, Ricky went to Truman, so they knew each other.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So Kevin must have told Rick, like, yo, who's that DJ that was just rocking? He's like, yo, that's my homeboy, Lance. He said, you want to meet him? So he introduced me to Kevin, and he was like, yo, you know, do you got some MCs down with you? I said, well, I'm with a crew. I was with Cisco. I was with Clyde.
Right.
Supersonic. And the Supersonic MCs, their member names was Vicious C, Ricky T, Dwayne D, Little Ice, and Little Chirac. So it was 5 of them. Then you had Ricky D, who really wasn't part of Supersonic, but he used to rhyme with them.
Right.
He used to come on and rhyme after they rhyme.
Right.
But anyway, so I got introduced to Kevin Davis, Dynamite D. He was the lead MC of the Hypnotizing, who were formed out of Co-op. They all lived in Co-op. At the time, it was 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
It was Dynamite D, it was Prince Domain, and it was Divine. So they asked me to be their DJ.
Oh, okay.
That's how I met them.
Right.
So they went up to Truman. They started talking about me to everybody up there. Yo, we met this dude, Lightning Lance, nigga, whatever on the time. I'm not even gonna say what I was doing.
Right.
But I was playing with dudes like Theodore and Charlie, chasing them on the regular. Shout out to Greg Ski. He was another DJ that was rocking there at the SSC Garage. He was nice too.
What about
Kid Wiz?
What about the Mark 5 MCs with Little Theodore?
That's something different.
That's something
different.
Okay, got
We're
you.
gonna get to them.
All right.
So Dynamite D, Hypnotizing. They was on this record with me, with Little Chirac. She did the record with them. They didn't really.
She became a member of the Hypnotizer.
Yes, they didn't really want a girl because they didn't want to be like Funky Four.
Right.
You know, a female.
Right.
They was already 3. Later on, they became the 5. My Little Chirac, my cousin, she stepped out the group and she did her solo thing, and then it became the 5 MCs. The newer members was Ken Do and ICD, who now is Powerful. Shout out to Powerful.
Okay.
Powerful got music out. Shout out to Powerful.
What up, Powerful? What up?
ICD. His name was ICD back then. So that's how that came about. That's how the record came out. Came about.
Now the recording.
You still there?
The recording of this was live at the. Was it at the Celebrity Club?
This is how this came about. The guy that produced the record,
Yo.
Johnny Soul, an older guy, when we was in the recording studio, I had my 2 turntables in the mixer. I had 2 copies of Heartbeat. He already knew what he wanted to do with our track. He knew he wanted to put it on a compilation live convention album. Ours was done in the studio. He wanted us to sound like we was at a party.
Right.
And I didn't know at the time. I'm young back then. I didn't know why he wanted to sound like a party.
Right.
Because he had snippets of tapes from other parties.
From the Celebrity Club.
T Connection, Celebrity Club,
Right.
probably somewhere else. Popular hip hop spots. He put snippets from tapes on the B side of this record. Remember, there's an A side, a one side, and a B side.
Right.
We're on the whole A side. Lightning Lance and the Hypnotizer.
Show it to the camera. Show it to everybody out there.
That's right.
Show it on the camera right there. Put it on there right there.
That's
Show
right.
Show
The
them.
original version.
The original version right
Let's
here
go Wax.
on Wax.
And then you
baby.
got a side B. On side B, you got snippets from tapes. You got Grandmaster Flash on there with Melly Mel, MC Smiley from the Celebrity Club that probably was taped in 1980. You got some footage of T Connection with, I think, Chirac on it. AJ's on there. Rest in peace. These are all pioneer legends. Rest in peace. Cool DJ AJ. I used to play with him a lot at the S&C Garage too.
Curtis Blow DJ.
Yes,
Right?
well, he became Curtis Blow DJ later
Later.
on.
He was Busy Bees DJ.
He was Busy Bees DJ at this time. Facts.
Okay.
Steps now.
Right.
So anyway,
We're in a T Connection right now.
Freezing
T
cold.
Connection,
Freezing cold.
uptown, a spot uptown. But
Freezing
anyway, the B side of this were tapes. Snippets from tapes put on the B side. So Johnny Soul knew what he was doing. Y'all make sound like y'all at a party.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We didn't know what's going on. At that then, I didn't even know I was the first DJ to actually be doing
And he didn't tell you.
Yeah, he wouldn't have known.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't find out till a decade later.
Right.
But anyway, that's how that came about. This record came about.
And you can't find
Now,
this is the original.
Yeah, they done reissued this maybe about 3-4 times, different labels.
But this is the original.
I even had a test press copy with no label, with just orange. I got that somewhere home. That they always give you the test press.
Can
You
I
know
buy
what I'm
it?
saying?
Yo, can I
If
buy
I
it?
find it, hey, Hip Hop Museum, here we go.
Yeah, there you go.
And I got
There you
these
go.
speakers that I got built in 1979, double 15 scoops, double scoops that I'm auctioning off for a nice price
okay.
for any hip hop museum. So I'm putting that out there. They too big. I ain't bringing them outside no longer. No, I'm not bringing them outside no more. I'm not breaking my back. You know what I'm saying? Take about 3 dudes to pick up one of them.
God
I got
damn.
2 of them, and I got the
That's
speakers
that
that I got in
You got
there
the horns
are
too?
more powerful. No, I ain't got the horns. But
Oh, okay.
the speakers I
Bass.
got in there are more powerful than the ones I originally had in there. So they thumping. The last time I used those, I can't remember the last time I brought those out the house. I play one in my house in my room. But when the people hire me to DJ, I'm bringing out my powered stuff, the
Right.
smaller stuff that's
Right.
still loud, that's lighter.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not breaking my back.
Way lighter.
Remember, I was a teenager then, picking them things up. I ain't no teenager no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's how long I've been DJing. So, but anyway, that's how this record came out. First DJ to actually record scratch on wax.
Right. There you go. Now,
Lightning Land. Shout out to
now
DJ
let's
Cool Clyde.
now
Gotta
they did
come back to the station.
they did a live convention 81 and then they did a live convention 82.
They even got stuff saying 79, 80, but that came
That came out
afterwards.
right.
This.
That's not
That post-date, pre-date.
right.
In other words, they found footage that might have been earlier than 81 or 80, and
They put it on wax.
on it like 80 stuff that was like made in 79, 80. They put it on afterwards.
Gotcha.
But at this time, there was nothing like this going on.
Right.
Remember, first decade, still first decade,
81.
Right.
first decade.
Now, Flash to the Beat came after this.
Yeah, it came that late on that year.
That
You
was
mean
that was
the
live.
Ventures? You
The
talking about
Ventures. That was the
Ventures.
Ventures.
the Ventures of
Flash
Grandmaster
to the
Flash?
Beat. That's a beatbox record.
That's a
That's
beatbox.
different.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a
different.
beatbox.
That's
Now,
him
that came
actually
out-
playing the beatbox.
That came out 79.
No, I'm talking about
I think.
No,
79, right?
the
came out
record.
around
It was
80.
yellow.
Okay.
It was a yellow record
Yes.
album, and he was cutting up Good Times on it.
That was on Sugar Hill.
No.
You know what? You know what he's talking about?
You,
It was on Sugar Hill, but he talking about the bootleg copy.
Oh,
There was a bootleg copy with a different label. That's the same right there. That came out later on this year. That year.
late on in
That came on after this. This was the first actual where DJ went in the studio and actually was rubbing while MCs was rhyming.
Okay.
right.
The hands down. This
Hands
came
down,
out first.
Right.
Okay.
I thought Flash record was live from T Connection. Oh, was that a T Connection?
You heard a record from okay, you heard a beatbox
You know what
record
I'm
too
talking
when
about.
they're rhyming.
Right.
True. When they singing and rhyming. That was a beatbox from a live performance, but he's not scratching.
Right.
Mm.
He's not doing no
cutting.
scratch. He's
Okay,
playing
That's
the
a beatbox.
beatbox.
Right.
Okay.
If you talking about that,
That's the
record,
one at Bronx River.
that's
Okay.
that Bronx River Live.
That's
Live.
live. Okay.
That was like 80, 81, 80, I think 80,
80.
81.
I thought it was 79, but it was 80.
Nah, it
It's
wasn't
80.
79.
Okay.
Nah.
Okay. 80.
That's when they
Yeah.
had the We Came Here to
Oh,
Party.
yeah,
Yeah, that was a beatbox
That was
joint.
super,
But they did that
super.
routine later on a record they did in the studio, though. They did that routine to him playing another song that came out on Sugar Hill. I know there's two of them,
Okay.
Right.
but the actual record, him playing the beatbox was
Mhm.
live.
That was live at a party
at a party.
at Bronx River.
Okay.
And that Bambaataa, I believe, put that out.
Right.
Because I heard that on
It was
the
like
8-track.
it was
plate.
a plate. Right. That's what it was. A
A
plate.
plate.
And I heard it on the 8-track.
Yes. Well, you made people put it on tapes, and then if you went to a party when they was playing the actual record, people are taping the party, so you hearing that song duplicated. They played
Right.
that record a lot. That record was popular, bro.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was popular.
Yeah, I remember this particular year, you came to me because you figured I would know. And you were asking me this question every time you saw me. You was like, hey, Tone, you had the dopest, they had the dopest wooden mixer that was shaped like a triangle. It was brown, it was wooden. And he
You
was
probably talking
like,
about the Clubman.
the
Clubman one. That was Clyde.
And
That
you,
was Clyde.
And you was like, yo, you know what happened to my mixer? That was the
That
last
was
time
Clyde.
we was outside of the big park.
Yeah,
was
something
like,
happened
yo,
to it. I don't know.
you know what
somebody
happened to my
stole that
mixer,
shit
man?
from Clyde, man.
Yo, that mixer was a classic.
The only one I seen with that mixer back then was Jazzy J. He had a mixer like that, the Clubman 1-on-1. Yeah, Clyde had that. Was Clyde. I had the Gemini. That was a Clubman 1-on-1. I had the Gemini mixer back then. Then later on, I had the big what's that other mixer I had that I hated that mixer.
Was it a Newmark?
The Newmark in the coffin, the one that had to put in the coffin, man.
And that sucked.
That sucked because the way it had to be like slanted up because the way the RCA jacks go in the back, it couldn't be flat on the table or nothing.
Okay.
I hated that mix. It was kind of I did with it, but I ain't like it. I like the small mixes, the Geminis. The Clubman one I liked it too, but the Gemini mix I liked it better.
Okay.
You know. But hip hop evolved from the turntables we use to what we using now. You had to be real good to be speed cutting
That's
on beat.
my next question.
Back then, and the cutting and scratching,
Now,
the needle drop, jump in, and
Yo,
all that.
So were these direct drive
The direct
or
drive
semi-automatic?
they didn't have the belts.
Okay, so that made it harder.
They made it harder. Yeah,
So
you
when
couldn't
you
be
hear-
doing no spin back and
So when
all
you hear
that.
Flash killing Good Times and WizKid,
They had the belt drive.
you had to be
That was past the direct. By the time you was hearing that, 79, 80, 81, they had the Technique. Either they had the B1s or the 210s. That's what most people were using
They was using-
around late 70s, early 80s.
B1s.
B1s,
There were 210s.
210. I had the 210s first. They had
The 210s came out
and
first before the B1s.
They had 210s and 220s.
Yep.
Right.
I had the 210.
Those was the first techniques.
Clyde had the B1s.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
B1s came out later.
Was the thumb that you had to put a whiteout on it to mark it? That was
They
that
was
the
what
B1s?
basically the same. It was just little features on them that were a little different, but
Right.
they were belt drive. They had the same type of tone arms.
Mm-hmm.
We used to use Pickering needles.
Uh-oh.
Pickering needles. That's what we used back then.
So let me ask you a question. So when the DJs back then had a nickel,
They would put
On
it
the
on the
needle.
head shell. That was called the head shell of the cartridge.
Right.
They would stick a nickel or a quarter to hold the weight down when you was doing vigor or spinning back.
Right.
To try to keep the needle
still in place.
in the groove,
grooves.
the groove of the vinyl.
Right.
And if you was heavy-handed, you was lost. If you was heavy-handed, you was lost. You
Shout
had
out
to be
to DJ
light-handed.
Casino on the
You know what I'm
check.
saying?
Casino, what up? So, all right. So you had to. So for WizKid to be cutting up, I Can't Stop the way he was, and Flash was cutting up.
It wasn't always on beat neither.
Right.
It would skip sometimes too a lot. But you
had to be. So you had to
had
have
to
some
have
skills.
skills, man. And not everybody was doing that.
Right.
Not everybody was doing
And you
that.
was though.
Yeah.
You was nice.
They called me Lightning.
Lightning Lance.
I was precise. Not to
So-
be saying I
So
was.
what? So let me ask you another question.
Shout out to the new touch of D's on the check-in.
When you was DJing speed cutting, back we talking about 81,
Nice.
80s,
Nah,
Nice.
before that.
before that.
Before that.
Who was nice like that with you?
Well, I'm gonna tell you the dudes that was like when it came to the turntablism,
Mhm.
Grandmaster Flash
Flash was
first that I seen first.
Mhm.
Before I was even, it was Flash first.
Flash, right?
Now 77, that's when shit started changing.
Mhm.
Flash. Then right after him, you started hearing about Theodore. Young, he was young.
Right.
Remember, Theodore was around them. He was young.
Right.
His brothers are much
Sure.
older. Then
Right.
he was being, he was watching Flash too.
Right.
They was all like together, like a crew, you could say.
Right.
Then on our side, remember, that's a different side of the Bronx. That's
Mhm.
South Bronx.
Right.
On our side, a little later on, you start hearing about Jazzy J.
Right.
Islam, Africa
Africa
Islam,
Islam.
early,
Right,
77,
right, yeah.
78.
Mhm.
Africa Islam, early. I'm going to say these names because these dudes had names before I had a name.
Right.
Africa Islam, he used to go with my cousin Shambada, who's Clyde's older sister. So I knew these dudes young. I knew these dudes early.
Right.
I knew
right.
Bambaataa as early as 1976, 1977. He knew who I was.
Gotcha.
Early. We talking early.
Early. Yeah.
Early.
Early. Okay.
So the dudes, like I said, Flash, Theodore,
WizKid.
he came later.
He came later?
Later.
Okay.
We got to get to Jazzy J before
Jazzy
we get
J.
to WizKid.
Okay.
There was other nice dudes too, like Billy Boy, Supreme Slicer. These are from my side of town.
Right.
Supreme Slicer, they coming up with me now.
Right.
These are dudes coming up with me.
And they nice.
Supreme Slicer, needle dropping like Theodore, needle
Yeah.
Supreme Slicer, Little D, Billy Boy. He was a problem.
Right.
Billy Boy was a problem.
Wow.
He was a problem on my side. K
Gotcha.
Connection, they got down with Kenny Ken.
Mhm.
7980, K Connection, Kenny Ken.
Right.
He's older,
Yeah.
a lot older than me. He
Right.
come from under Mario. Remember I told you we had DJs and umbrellas, and then other DJs came from underneath them.
Right.
Kenny Ken started his crew, K Connection. His DJs to do that fancy stuff on the turntables
Yeah.
was Billy Boy and Little D.
All that trick
Yes.
DJ. Okay.
These dudes early. This is early.
Now,
Right.
where did LG come in at?
He's later on.
Way
He's
later.
way later on?
Way later.
Because
later.
when I,
He's nice. Shout out to LG.
yeah.
But see,
Yeah.
he's a lot younger than me. He told me when he got me to play in the Hip Hop Museum. Shout outs to him for that. He told me then, this was like 2 years ago, he told me.
Mhm.
He was around 11 years old, not even supposed to be out in the parks. And he was at 100 Park when we battled. Remember I told you we battled Bambaataa
Mhm.
1980. He had a
Mhm.
sound system. we had our sound system.
Right.
Me and the twins, still with the twins.
Right.
Clyde was with 79. He was joining us. 80.
Right.
We battled Bambaataa.
Mm.
LG was there. He was a little kid, wasn't he? He said he don't even know how he was out the house.
Right.
He was there. He seen that battle. That was the first time he seen two DJs, two different sound systems. It was two different sound. When you seen two different sound systems in one venue, automatically you assume it's a battle because that's what it was back then.
It was a
Right.
battle.
It was a battle. Gotcha.
It was Zulu Nation, Africa Bambaataa, Jazzy J, Cosmic Force, Soul Sonic. It was the crew from Lafayette.
Mhm.
Smitty came and got us Smitty security for Zulu Nation.
Okay.
Right.
He came and got us in the truck. Got our equipment.
Mhm.
I don't know how much he charged us. Might have been like $25 back then, $30, whatever.
Right.
We getting money. Remember, we from Lafayette.
Right.
You come from Lafayette. You consider rich kids back then.
Yeah. Yeah. No
Right.
lie.
Remember, I said we had the mopeds, we had the equipment.
Yep.
Okay, we out there.
Right.
We out there. Mad
Outside.
people out there. Mad people. We tried to come out in our projects, Lafayette, the summer before in the early part of 80.
Mhm.
Cops come, y'all can't play here. Remember, we live with working people, majority.
Right.
They ain't going for that.
Right.
You call the cops, about 2 hour and a half, you out there, cops coming.
Yep.
So, remember I told you, Bam coming over to Lafayette.
Mm-hmm.
78 going into 79. He coming to Lafayette a lot. He coming to the Twins house.
Right.
Anthony and Andre, they on the first floor. We a crew.
Right.
That's who I came out with, the Twins.
Mhm.
We put our equipment together. But we battled Bam.
And this is 1980.
It's 80.
100 Park.
100 Park.
Who won?
I don't know. We ain't even got the tapes from their side.
That's right. You got the tape from your
I
side,
got the tape
and
from my
which
side.
I have.
Yes.
I
They
have-
let me solo.
I have the privilege
they,
of having.
They gave me solo time on Good Times. So I did what I did.
Is-
One hand.
Yo, is the tape you gave me? Is the tape you gave me from that? Is it
100
clear?
Park. Yeah.
Is it
got
clear?
the kid, yeah.
Okay.
The Twins is on there a little bit. Clyde is on there. I'm on there. Dynamite's on there. Little Shyrock's on there. Ricky D's on there. A lot of the tape got lost. It was much more footage because they had dudes from my project. My boy Champ, Ricky, the one I
Mhm.
told you that introduced me to Dynamite. He was rhyming. He was the MC of the crew.
Right.
Nelly Nell, he was there. He was rhyming. And I don't know what happened to their part. They part of the tape. For some reason it got lost or cut. I don't know. I know I had it at one time.
Oh, you did.
I had it, yeah.
You had their part.
I had their part. I don't know what happened to it.
Wow.
I'm just glad I got the little 15, 20 minute
Word.
of whatever.
Word. I'm gonna listen to
You know what
mine
I'm
tonight.
saying?
Nah, I'm gonna listen to it.
And
in the
you
morning.
hear he said, we're gonna turn it over to Bam now, because we played, they played, we went back and forth for
Word.
time. And you're gonna hear on the tape.
Okay.
We're gonna turn it over to Bam now. Yeah, it was chaos out there that day.
It was.
Get behind the ropes.
That was crazy.
It was a true block jam. Like that
Yeah.
was going on back then.
Wow, that's dope.
I used to
That's
try,
history, y'all.
I used to try to
History.
tape a lot of stuff, man. A lot of stuff. You know,
Wow.
Even today, if you don't capture stuff, who else gonna do it?
That's
Word.
Who's
true.
gonna document it?
That's true.
You
Yeah.
gotta document.
That's why I'm so glad that I was introduced to you, and you had audio.
And I ain't giving you no problem about giving it to you,
Yo,
right?
Word.
Yo.
No
Dude, hook
problem.
me up. I got a
Gave
lot of tapes.
vintage stuff. Vintage
Word.
stuff.
Now,
Thank you. I appreciate
doubt,
that.
no doubt.
I want you to know that.
No doubt, no doubt. You're welcome, bro. You hooked me up with some stuff too.
Word.
I
I
wouldn't
gave
have
you
known.
on
I
my
wouldn't have
my
known.
queen shit.
Yeah, I wouldn't have known nothing about these dudes from
You gave me a
Queens.
lot of sound
That-
shit.
yeah.
And I hooked you up with a lot of queen stuff.
Yes. Different eras. I needed the different eras.
You never heard of Grandmaster
I
Vic
never heard of these
until I
dudes.
started.
Grandmaster Vic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They came like
They
like
came a little bit
second-
later.
Yeah, later on,
85,
like 80s.
86.
Yeah,
Grandmaster Vic is
Yeah.
from Queens.
yeah,
Yeah, you didn't know that?
yeah.
Yeah.
He gave
He's
me
from Southside Jamaica,
a
Queens.
lot of park jams for them dudes.
He's
out there.
the
40
he's
projects.
the originator
40
of the
projects.
blends.
That's right.
He originated the blends.
Stuff with Lost Boys before they had their.
He was playing Rise Up to the Top. before it even became popular.
Yeah.
Because
Queens made
because
that record
keep in
popular.
mind,
Queens made that popular.
Rising to the Top wasn't even the single. That was on the B side.
Yep.
Wow.
And
Yeah,
what was the
that's right.
A side?
I don't remember what the A side was, but that Rising to the Top was
Kenny
the B
Burke.
side. Kenny Burke.
Was the
right.
A side? Did the A side make a hit too, or was it?
It was a mediocre hit.
Okay.
It was mediocre.
They should have.
Yeah, nobody never played.
They
Rising
pushed
to
the
Top
wrong
like that.
single.
Right, they did, because guess what? So many people sampled Rising to the Top.
Yeah.
Mary
Yes.
Jane Girls, All
Dougie
Night
Fresh.
Long. That remember that was a big hit, All Night Long. Well, they sampled Rising to the Top.
To the top.
Right,
Yep.
right,
Rising to
And,
the top.
and guess what? They came out at the same year.
Yep.
They were released the same year.
Wow.
And because they had the Gordy, Motown, Rick James emblem, it got super pushed, and they had these bad women.
You know, I didn't
Sex
realize All Night Long was a sample from Kenny Burke. I never realized that.
It's
The same tempo, and I was wondering why it's 95 beats per minute.
It's the same song.
It's the same song. Yep.
Wow.
I didn't know that. To Vic told me. Grandmaster Vic told me.
Same sandwich, man.
I got a tape of Grandmaster Vic and his crew, the Boss Crew, from 1985, and they did a routine called Coke Ass Life of a Rising to the Top. And it sounded like an Uptown, it sounded like a Bronx.
I got that tape. They was rocking that shit.
They
So-
killed it.
Yes, right. Coke.
That's
Some of
right.
the Lost Boys dudes, right?
Yeah.
Mr. Cheeks, right?
Yeah, they came later.
But
Okay.
when they did that Coke at Life thing, that was way
later. That was like 90s.
Lost
Okay.
Boys was babies.
Yeah.
Okay. But
Yeah.
okay, so the tape that I listened to was from the 90s before they got their record deal.
Yes.
Before maybe
Yeah.
a year or two before they got their record
Like
deal.
92.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
what my son was.
Now I got the tape when they was doing with Grandmaster Vic and the Boss Crew,
Okay.
where they did Coke Ass Life. The
What
original,
year was that?
this
Like
was
80?
85.
Oh, okay. Damn.
So
Yeah.
Grandmaster Vic,
84, 85.
Yep. At Elks Lounge.
Yep.
In Hollis, Queens. They battled Brother B.
Yep.
so Grandmaster Vic, was he? How would I say this?
He
didn't create house music, right?
no, he
No,
created the blend.
No, he was
Blending
the
a
blend.
hip hop beat with like an
R&B.
R&B acapella or
Yeah.
over
Right.
Yeah.
R&B track.
Exactly.
That's right. It was Grandmaster Vic, Rat and Monk.
Rat Monkey, yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Mhm.
The Amazing Duet, big shout out to him
Wow.
too.
Yep.
So yeah, Grandmaster Vic is and he was Queens, he was our first Grandmaster. He was one of the fastest
These are the
DJs.
queens from Legends,
Queens.
the hip hop era now,
Yeah.
not the
He's one of
disco
not
era.
from a hip hop
A
era.
hip hop.
He was our first Grandmaster in Queens. He was one of the fastest DJs at the time. He just destroyed. I can't stop. He destroyed that shit, man. Like,
That's my. Yo,
yeah, he
I
destroyed it.
swear. 'Cause-
So when you heard him, you like, yo, he sound like somebody like WizKid. He sound like somebody like Flash. So we was happy, for him to be, as fast as he was at the
Right.
time, because nobody from Queens wasn't fast like that, especially on the hip hop side.
But I never saw this brother right here. Nobody faster than him.
Yo,
This is
he's
why-
fast.
Yo,
he's fast.
Let me tell you.
If my
man,
phone would hurry up
all-
and power up,
when he
I was
played
sick. We could play a
break
tape.
beats, when he played the break beats, I was like, yo, man, look at this. And I was always there at that rope, man. You, Trick,
Young Shorty coming up.
I'm telling you, yo, and I thank you for that, man. Brother,
I'm glad you still
big
here,
bro,
and you to get a
thank
name
you,
and
man.
doing music, and
Thank
you know
you,
you
man.
brought me up here. This is a blessing, bro.
Bro, man, thank you again.
But when it comes to this scratch thing, the manipulation of the turntables, a lot of DJs that were coming up, because, even before when I first started DJing, it was about blending on beat and knowing what records
you had to know,
to go with each
like,
other.
like TP said, you had to know when there was a beat coming.
That's right.
The scratching and all that came
you
later.
had to know when the beat was
The
coming.
scratching and the speed cutting came later. I started off blending, because it wasn't. I started out my room with just one separate Gerard Direct turntable, and then I had a Victrola. If y'all don't know what Victrola, that's like a big unit. Some of them even have TVs.
What?
And you got a phonograph, and you have buttons.
I know about the chest.
Tuna,
that you open up.
spare, And I would use those little slide buttons to mix from this song to this song. And even the first couple of parties I did, I had the big Victrola out my house with a separate turntable.
That's crazy.
I used to do parties in my basement, in my building, in the laundromat.
And the mixer had knobs back then.
Wow.
Before there was faders.
Well, a lot of the early mixes, like mid 70s, they wasn't even faders to the left or right. They was up and down.
That's right.
Up and down mixes.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't talking about the knob. That's disco stuff. Yeah, the big clubs and all that. The real disco DJs.
Reminiscent of them controllers y'all use today.
Yeah. We talking real live DJing before the controllers. We talking turntables, mixer, the real hard stuff. The coming outside in the parks.
The disco. So you talking about disco?
No, we talking about when you had the Dodge, the stick-up kids.
Okay.
Where you had the plug-in, plug into the lamp poles for electricity.
Yeah,
there was no generators, went to the lamp poles, or somebody's house with the long extension cords.
Right.
That's what we talking. We talking the desire for hip hop, no money involved.
Right.
Just to be popular, to dodge the negativity, the gangs on the street, no videos, no rap records, none of that.
Right.
When you had 10 people, and out of them 10 people, one might be a rapper, two might be a break dancer, and you lucky if one was a DJ. Because you had to have money to be a DJ to get a sound system, equipment, records.
Right.
You had to buy records back then. And if you was
Michael
into
Goody had it all.
scratching and cutting, you had to buy 2 of each record.
Right. Yep.
Come on, we talking realistic stuff,
Yo, Lightning
bro.
Lance is telling it.
Your summer youth job was everything to you.
That's right.
76 to 80, summer youth job, and they had
$3 in a quarter now.
$3 in a quarter. You right. 3 weeks to get a 1 week check.
Yep.
In the beginning, you got the big check after you stop working, because that was the check to go back to school and buy school clothes with.
That's right.
You got paid for 3 weeks.
Yep.
That last check. And you was loving to get that money. You was young and taught you responsibility.
Where you work at?
In the parks, Soundview section in the parks, picking up garbage.
Wow.
76 to 80.
That was a job?
That was some of you, bro, 14, 15, 16 years old, 17 years old. You was glad to get that. You got your working papers.
Yeah.
You going out to work. And if you come over there where I'm from, my mom had to lie about her income.
You was 14?
Yo, yeah. I was working early, bro.
Was that a blue
I
card or
was
green
hustling.
What color was the card?
That was the working papers. It was a card.
I think it was.
It was blue or green. I
think
remember.
it was blue.
It
could have been green, like a lime green color, but it could have been blue.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Oh, that was
I was working young.
That was a Bronx thing.
Yeah. Summer youth.
Summer
employment.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Facts. And that money helped me, along with selling loose joints. I was selling loose joints in high school.
My parents definitely wouldn't let me hang out with you.
I wasn't no angel, but I wasn't. I was in the streets early, man. Come on now. I was at Park Jams in 1975. I was out early in the Bronx.
Right.
Early.
That's crazy.
Early.
Now, hold on. Now that we got that established, check this out. What is the biggest misconception with the narrative in hip hop?
How Puerto Ricans was always there.
But you know what? They saying Puerto Ricans is part of hip hop.
They are, but they wasn't there in the forefront at the beginning.
No.
We talking the early years. No, they wasn't.
I know
they wasn't. Who you hearing from? Who you hearing from? No disrespect from what it. They gotta be my age, around my age, or older. If they like
If they ain't
54, 53,
No.
no, 59. How could they been there?
I'm 59, and
How could they have been there?
I remember Puerto Ricans being around. I'm 59.
Well, you older. I'm just saying the people that you're hearing it from, they in their early 50s.
If that.
When was Spanish people involved in the hip hop? When did they start coming? A lot of them. Rocksteady crew, that's 80s.
That's 79, 80.
That's 80,
DJ
81.
Charlie
Come
Chase.
on now.
Yeah.
That's later on.
Whip a whip.
We talk
Ruby D.
about the early.
you talking about-
No, they
we talking
wasn't
early.
always there.
You talking about
No,
75, 76?
no, they
77?
wasn't there. Then.
No.
No, that's infant. We talking infant.
So with them with the breakdance, that's what we was talking about one time.
They came a little
Now,
bit.
They came
They
later.
came later,
It's in the
man.
Olympics.
They did a lot, but they came later.
Came later.
They came later,
Best break dancers of ever was the Puerto Ricans, man.
but they came later.
Right.
Just like they came later.
In the 80s. They came in the 80s.
Yeah, here we talking. If you said hip hop's 50 years, 73, I'm talking really before 73, 71, 72. But if we want to document 73 because Herc did the first party, 73, there wasn't really no Puerto Ricans. 74, 75, 76, 77.
Then you got Whip a Whip, maybe Ruby D, Charlie
but
Chase. That's
still-
late. That's
But
still
that's not in the infant era. That's
Right.
the infant era, but that's not at the beginning.
not in the beginning.
There was like a handful.
Right.
There wasn't a lot of Puerto Ricans at the parties then.
Right.
If you had MCs like Whip a Whip, Ruby D, 78,
79.
that's
78.
just two.
Right.
Charlie Chase,
The DJ.
that's a handful.
Right.
That's still when the MC started flourishing. Remember, early hip hop, even before I was known as a DJ, 73, 74, 70, it was all about the breakdancer and the DJ.
Right.
The MCs ain't start coming in 77.
Right.
Melly Mel, 77. Chief Rocker Busy Bee, 77,
77.
78, all of that. Come on.
Right.
I was there, bro. Dudes,
you hear it from somebody who was
Dudes, you
there.
hear about that saying, oh, yeah, they contributed, but not at the early beginning they did.
Right.
They wasn't there. It was kind of minute, little. It was a little.
You might have had just maybe one, if that.
Shout out to Fat Joe, but he came later on.
Right.
He came the second generation.
Right.
So
Yeah.
He might have been
tail
the third
end of the
generation.
first.
He might have been the
Yeah,
third
he was like-
third
He
generation.
might be the third.
He might be
Right.
third generation.
So he's
Right.
seen like Rocksteady crew as the breakdancers started doing commercials.
Right.
They started taking off. Shout out to them.
Right.
They revamped the
Machine.
breakdancing.
Check it out. Mean Machine came out, that Spanish bilingual group.
That's in the 80s.
That's in 81.
That's 80s.
Right.
Yep.
They were the first bilingual group.
That's still early
That's
hip
still-
hop, but it's
that's
not infant.
not-
It's
it's
not
not-
infant.
Nah, that's not the beginning.
It's not the beginning.
What year did the Freak City crew come out? That was a Spanish crew that was up there by Holy Cross.
I never heard of them. They made records.
There was a dance
I
group.
don't know. They was
Oh,
Dance
a
group.
dance
There
group?
was dancers.
What's the name of them?
Freak City.
Freak City.
Freak City crew. They was the one with the paint on the side of their pants leg.
And had the girls dancing with them too.
Yeah.
So this was 80? This was
What year was that, boo? Was
Probably
that
about,
late?
probably 83, 82,
83, 82.
83?
82,
If-
82,
okay.
That's when a
83.
lot of more Hispanics
Started coming in.
started getting into it
Right.
towards the ending of the first decade. Like I said,
Got you.
Okay.
towards the ending of the first, beginning. Remember, we breaking this down into decades. You have to. I'm from the infant era. Infant, no rap records, no tours. Dudes that had rap records, they were touring with R&B groups.
Right.
That's
Groups
right.
like Rick James, Flash and them.
Yep.
They was opening up for
For
like
Rick James,
Rick
yeah.
James
Rick
and
James.
groups like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just showing you what it is, bro.
That's why you can't find no tapes. I've been trying to find tapes from early jams in the Bronx.
You got to understand, a lot of people wasn't walking around with big boxes back then.
No. If somebody had a tape from 1973, they'd be a multimillionaire. Straight up.
And it might sound like a
Yeah.
water tape
It may not even sound like
Clear.
that. It may not even be clear.
because a lot of dudes they had the small tape recorders that you used to carry to the classrooms back then, the portable.
Yeah.
And they used to put them close to the speakers, so they come out muffled, distorted.
Yeah.
Yep.
You didn't have, a lot of people didn't have, like when it came to recording, they didn't have that engineering or that
it was analog.
exactly. And they didn't have that ability or just
There
the
was
know-how.
no stereo.
You had to be away from the speakers in order for it to come out clear. And it's going to be a field recording. I call it a field recording. But you're not getting no tapes from no 73.
No.
I can't find no early Kool Herc tapes. No Kool Herc tapes.
No Disco King Mario.
Disco King Mario tapes. None of them DJs, no BAM tapes in 76, 77, 78.
Nope.
None of that. The earliest you find in the Zulu
78.
Nation tape, no, 79.
Now I got
No, there
79.
ain't no 78.
There's
tapes,
no
bro.
78.
No,
No
79.
Theodore either, right?
L
Yeah,
Brothers.
you're going to find some there. L
Brothers.
Brothers. 78, 78.
Funky Four. The original
79,
Funky Four.
78.
Okay.
The original Funky Four.
Maybe
Yeah.
one original Funky 4, 78.
Yep.
Because around, say, spring going into summer 79, it became Funky 4 plus one more.
Right. That was 79.
Summer 79.
Right.
Okay.
Just like it became Furious 5.
Right.
Fall, spring going into summer 79. A lot of things changed in
79.
I got the
That's
name,
when I think
I got the name
everybody got
Lightning in
married.
79.
that's when hip hop. That's when everybody got married.
Jay seemed like he went with Bambaataa in
What time
79,
we got?
like 79.
10-13.
Oh, yeah, we gotta wrap this up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Once
this-
again,
this-
it's a pleasure being
This
here.
was good stuff, man.
Oh,
Yeah, man.
And y'all can catch me anywhere. Your
You might
bar
have to-
mitzvah,
yo,
your bar
Lance.
mitzvah, your sweet 16, your
that's right.
backyard
That's
cookout,
Yo, Lance.
your family reunion, your retirement dinner, your wedding reception, your divorce party. Y'all can hire me for anything.
Memorials, all of
It
that.
don't matter.
It don't
Let everybody
matter.
know your social media. B.
DJ Lightning Lance at yahoo.com.
All right.
Lance Johnson 858. Lightning spelled Lightnin. Lightnin. No G after that other N. People.
What we're gonna do? We're gonna do a part 2, and then hopefully
We gotta
can
do a part 2.
we gotta do a part
Yeah,
2. So we're gonna come back.
Bring it back
And you're
next
gonna bring your
week.
cousin.
Uh-oh.
We're going to try to bring Clyde.
We're gonna bring Clyde.
Yeah.
Who
The other
Clyde
half
is
of the
cousin.
nasty cousin.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
Yes, early. Oh, I'm gonna shout out another dude. Rest in peace to JC, Imperial JC.
He was
He
nice
was another dude that was nasty on the turntables. Fast and
Gotcha.
quick.
at that time. Yeah.
At that time,
Yep.
he was a problem. And rest in peace to WizKid.
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 Yes,
Yes,
sir.
wow.
Name was Norman.
Shout out to DJ Rock and Rob and DJ Chuck City, DJ Flawless, DJ Bob Ski. What up? Vince Quick,
Okay.
Jazzy Black, DJ Dr. Rock.
Did you wow, one more question.
You got another question? Go ahead.
Did you know Rock Raider?
I met him later on. Yeah.
Later on?
Oh, you got to understand the turntablism just kept advancing. You had the early innovators, the era I came from. Then you got the era from the Jazzy Jeff, Cash Money. Then it went up to the rock. Then it came the DJ battle. This DJ thing now is crazy. Dude from Japan. I mean,
DMC.
like I used to be.
It's crazy now.
In my room when I was 15, 16, 17, practicing. These dudes these days, yo, they on
They
some next
different
stuff.
word. They on some different
Next
shit.
stuff.
Japan, the Asians,
Yo, they killing it, man.
There's so many turn dudes that's nice. But see, the thing is, there's different lanes. Some of them DJs, that's what they do. But I'm trying to do everything. I'm trying to snatch up bread.
Right.
I'm getting you on the floor dancing. I'm doing everything.
Right.
I play a lot of dance music. That's why I bought a controller. When it comes to them turntables, I'm still getting in. 48 years, still knee deep.
strong.
Still knee deep in the mix.
Strong.
Let everybody know who you are.
It's the Bronx Burn Kid,
That's right.
aka the first to record scratch,
Yes, sir.
DJ Lightning Lance.
Lightning Lance on the ones and twos.
Yeah, bring a little bit closer so they can see.
DJ Lightning Lance. Look at that. I already know that. Look
From
at
a
that.
breakdancer, graffiti writer, Copyright Crime 2, CEOCONTA. No toys allowed to a DJ. Full-fledged, 48 years.
Yeah.
Shout out to Green Eye Stan also.
Yo,
Green Eye
You got
Genius.
2 copies. You got a crack one. That's what's up.
They've been through
We'd
wars.
like to thank everybody for tuning in to Genesis Radio, where you get the story right, where you get great history, 50 years in hip hop, right here with my
You
brother
heard it from
right
the
here.
pioneer. You heard it from DJ Lightning Lance.
Yeah, I got a
Who
shout
was
out.
there?
Jimmy Smooth and my boy Shock Boogie. Gotta shout them out.
Yes, sir.
My man Sham, the guard. What's up, Sham? I shout him out.
What up, Siri? Diane,
Yeah.
what's up, Diane?
We're gonna close out with my brother right here, Idol. Yo,
He make me feel good, man. He ain't that
I
much
give
younger
you, I
than me
give, I
either.
give you flowers, man, because if it wasn't for you, I couldn't do
Thanks,
my
man.
Thank
Thanks.
you, man.
Thanks, man.
you.
Soundview, yo.
Sound.
LIP.
That's it.
Shout out LG, yo. Also, GS Flavor, my boy Kasia Mac, Baby Boy,
KG,
DJ Baby Boy.
Yes, sir.
Shout
That's
you
right.
out. What up, Baby Boy?
Yo, thank you for coming. Shout out to Taro. We couldn't be here.
Taro, what up? Get better, baby.
Yo.
Get better.
This was a great show. We're doing a part 2.
We're
so
going to
stay
do a part
tuned.
2.
We're going to let you know, all right?
Word up.
Thank you for coming. God bless tonight. TP, take us out with the tape, bro.
Yes, sir.